And that's, like where you have like composers and stuff like that, where it's not like, like a band behind it, more like I don't have a good example off the top of my head, but then like with the producers, like I'd be listening and I'd be like, yo, there's only one bad song on this album. And I'd be like, how is that possible? But it's because, you grow in the style of the person. You really grow in that person's lyrics, the features that they're bringing on. They're artists that you already like. There's nothing really new to it. Eventually, you're listening to Army of the Pharaohs. Shit, I like everybody in Army of the Pharaohs. All the featuring acts that come on there, I could listen to those albums all day long. And that's where, just listening to so much music, that's where the 10,000 really came from, man. And that's where the radio came from, was because like eventually I think I hit like 3,000. I was like, I got to do something with this. I can't just build a 10,000 song playlist and be that dummy that's like, yo, listen to my 10,000 song playlist. So I can be like, yo, listen to my radio. It sounds a lot better.
Tell us how you got that started.
Shit, that was a lot of time and effort. The licensing for that. That's through SOCAN, I believe it's called. I forget what that stands for, but it's a blanket license. It covers anything that we play. The art, like we can play anything that's commercial, because like the artists, I guess they register with SOCAN, and then it covers anything that we play. I don't know how they track what we play, but it really sucks, that when I sign it, I have to say that I'm making $0 for the year. That was my first year. I had to say, I plan on making $0, because then I can't get taxed on it. The Canadian government, if I put I was going to make $20, they'd tax me 100. they'd be like
No, I'm
$20
not
is
gonna
under
lie
the
to you.
limit.
I don't know about that life where I'm telling that and all of that. No, I'm sorry. You moved into an area upon which, this guy be talking business game. I'm not 100 on. I signed up on
It's
SoCan as an
interesting.
artist. I have never pursued commercial radio licensing, nor
It was weird at
did I
first
go.
because like
To be
I
honest,
didn't
I just
explain.
talked to an accountant and let him tell me what's up. So I wasn't really following the nuances of the money part of my life as much as maybe you did. I mean, I'm small numbers and shit. I'm not that worried, but like, but yeah, no. If you could like elaborate a bit on like, I guess not so much the licensing, but how do you get it? You just like apply? Are there like restrictions? Like, is it a complicated thing to do?
It's more so like, figuring out the exact license that you need for it. And then like I forget what it cost us. It was a couple hundred for the licensing and that's yearly. Like that has to be renewed as soon as I
Hold up. You're saying for a couple $100, you can get a license that lets you open up your own radio station and not violate the law.
yeah, 100%, man. You can't like there's limitations. Like I don't think I can go and like DJ my station anywhere with the license I have. Like that's another license I have to get to be able to do like like an in-person play big playing of my thing. I'd have to whip up, dude. Like the one I have is something like if I type in license, it'll probably just like show me what it's called really quick. No, it's not going to tell me, but I forget what it is. It's like a license F21 segment something, and like they have them up on their website. But like trying to find it's like kind of like it's like trying to find like like a needle in a haystack. It's useless. One place points you to another, one place points you to another. Then eventually, like 10 weeks later, you end up with the actual document that you need. You're like, this is the one. And then you're like, sign it right away and send it back, and you get your licensing. Because between that, like everybody's asking you different questions. Like, are you going to be DJing live events with this radio station? Like how like in your area, how they'll go down to like like, oh, come meet us at boom 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 event, like that. I can't do that right now. Like that's an entirely different license I'd have to apply for and pay for as well. Probably more based off of how much money I'd be making in that event, so that depending on what I play, or I don't know, man, because I think maybe I'd have to submit a set list I'm going to play at that, so that properly they get their money under my licensing. I have no idea, but
So you don't have to submit a set list right now.
no, that's where it's weird. Like I don't know. I have no idea, because obviously, actually, you know what? No, that is easy. Like I can log on. So the place that hosts my radio They keep like a database of every song that's ever been played, everything like that. So come the end of the year, they probably just smack up, who are my top artists. Don't fuck with the bottom. Anybody that's like below 1%, don't fuck with that. Kind of keep it to like a number they can actually deal with. And then just probably whatever June hits, whatever their fiscal year, whenever that ends, they just boom smack, send out to all the artists whatever they've had for that year, and then see you next year.
So that's an
That's what I
interesting
think.
point too. So getting played on the radio like a 1-2 time is effectively like useless because you're gonna be in the bottom 1%, and you got to get that repeat spins going on and to establish that relationship so that you can be like,
Probably, yeah, because if you're only getting a few, I don't like I could be speaking out my ass. Like you'd probably have to have a good amount of plays from a lot of different sources, but yeah, like the radio definitely would be more like, yeah, like unless you get that replay, definitely more for promotion, man. Like you want to get like what we're going to be doing this year with our radio is an underground hour, which is completely just like user submitted. And I'm gonna put it like if this is our prime time slot, like I'm a book it right around so that like people, I'm not gonna lose my prime time hours, but people that are there during the prime time will see some like really dope music from people that have absolutely no following to people that have maybe as much following as a few of the artists that I play on the thing that are sending the music in. So that's gonna be a really nice one for literally anybody that sends it in, man. Like if my high ass sits here and appreciates what you just sent in, I'll play it. Like
yo,
there's not really any
can
question.
you like run your shit 24/7?
Oh, dude, yeah, man, it's running. You can, dude, open it right now. See what's fucking playing.
Okay, what is it? Immortal dot what? What's the URL?
Type in immortalradio.ca.
Hold up, give me a second here.
Not a problem, man. I got no idea what's playing right now.
I'm gonna move it on top of your face though for the stream. How do we play? Do I just hit play? Ooh.
Yeah, play it on the PC one. Yeah, right there, the one to the left.
It's fucking Vinny Paz.
Wait. Oh, yeah, is it?
Yeah, it's Vinny Paz. I just heard the voice. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. That's wild. So you can just run your fucking playlist 24/7. People so like, does it matter that you play it or that people listen to it?
To me, like obviously, like that's another.
So I meant from like a stat perspective with like SoCan and them. Does it matter? Like, do you have to have like listeners for that shit to be like viable? So like, cause you could be like streaming 24/7 and nobody bop on and listen to a thing.
Yeah, no, they would have to probably think about that because you're right. Like you could have 100 radio stations out there playing one track, unlimited, like that track could just never end on 100 radio stations 24/7 for a year, and then that artist theoretically is owed bank. But if they look at the fact that 0 people tuned into any of those plays, then yeah, that's probably jack shit. Like you're definitely right about that. Like you got to tune in and it shows like I don't know, it doesn't show me like like the amount of listeners I've ever had on this track. It shows me like peak listeners I've ever had, so it'll show me like like which ones are my best tracks. I can check out which ones people stick around for, because definitely like what you said, that he can't pay people if nobody's listening. That would be hard. That would really kill radio fast, man.
Yo, hold on. Is it hard to promote a radio station? So, like, okay, you start your radio station, you get your website, you doing your thing, you find your radio partner people. That's the basic steps of shit that y'all can just Google on your own. Now you got your radio. Is it like, how do you build it? What do you do with that?
Like, one thing that, like, through the place that hosts my site, one thing they do is, an integration they have is like you can send it through to Twitter, like whatever you're playing at that point. And so like I used to have it in stupid intervals, man, like fucking like 3 minutes and shit like that. So every 3 minutes it would ping you Immortal Radio's playing, and sometimes it would be the same track. So I was like, fuck, I really got to separate that. I think it's at like 11 minutes or something. But so at first, man, the first 28, like that account has too many tweets. But the first 28,000 tweets on that didn't even have my goddamn website.
Yo, Shout out Night Nurse Selections for the follow. Um, so you tweeted autumn tweets with no call to action to bring anybody back to your page. Just we exist and we're playing some shit. Yeah.
Yeah, man, it would be like playing
You
this on
said
Immortal Radio.
28,000.
Yeah, man. Not thank God it wasn't me, man. It was like a robot sending them out. But dude, it was horrible. Like I sat down one day and I just looked at it and I was like, yo, this is flawed. I was like, this is about 28,000 missed opportunities. And then I changed up like the hashtags to stuff that weren't so stupid. I added in the website, and then like, dude, I'm not big, but like my listeners come from Europe, like primarily like Canada. Kick this shit up. Like let's get some more fucking plays going here.
Are you saying that your spam Twitter strategy generates actual listeners for you?
Because through what I do, like I looked up a little bit of like the SEO stuff for Twitter, so I get like other bots picking me up, and the other bots like they pick up certain ones, and so so if I tweet it out, like most of my plays I think come from people that also follow these bots that are retweeting certain radio stations. So then like I have like this, I don't know, automatic network kind of just like pinging me.
Let me run that back to make sure I'm following this and just to make sure everybody on board. You optimized. SEO is the process of optimizing whatever for whatever search engine you're fucking with. So it's not just Google. If it's a search engine, there's SEO for it. Twitter has its own set of rules. And you set up your shit not to fuck with the algorithm so much, but to get the bots that are scanning Twitter to pick you up. So you're playing like a different algorithm game entirely than the rest of the people. Everyone's like hashtag this, hashtag. You're like, no, hold up. The bots want me to get this guy. And if that bot has a bunch of fans, I'll just piggyback on their shit. And you reinvented not reinvented, I imagine, but you came at Twitter masterful grace and managed to get a bunch of Europeans over to your site on some fucking with bots in a brilliant way. That's a big time knowledge nugget. Bonnie was right to drop them knowledge nuggets.